Spoiler alert, we're discussing heavy details from both Superman 2025 and The Batman 2022. So if you haven't caught them yet, press pause and come back later. You know what's funny? In The Batman, we didn't just see a crime drama, we felt Gotham's pulse. We saw rain-streaked alleys, smelled the grime, and were pulled into a moral maze. Critics praised it as a masterpiece of tone and tension, even saying it's one of the most haunting superhero films ever. And it wasn't built for universe-launching hype. It was built to break us emotionally, to challenge us, to haunt us. Now let's talk about Superman, 9 days in, and what's the word on the street? Critics call it overstuffed, bland, even a checklist masquerading as a story. Audiences expected the Man of Steel to soar, but instead, what we got was something that felt assembled in pieces, a patchwork of hopeful beats, fan service notes, and cinematic Easter eggs. Let's break it down point by point. 1. The core premise and narrative focus in The Batman. From the first frame, we understood Bruce Wayne's obsession, his pain, and his mission. It was personal. It was close. It was focused. The Riddler wasn't just a villain. He was a twisted reflection of Bruce's own darkness. Every beat mattered. Every scene built tension, and every revelation hammered the theme home. Justice pays a price. Superman's story, it feels like a marketing outline. Kal-El arrives, grows up, discovers his powers, saves the world, then boom, we shift to the next universe-setting moment. Critics say it moves so fast that we never feel the cost, the emotional dent Superman should leave behind. When Ultraman dies, there's no gut-wrenching fallout, just a shrug and a quip. Compare that to 2013's Man of Steel, where the finality of fate carried real scars. 2. Character stakes and emotional weight. Robert Pattinson's Bruce is haunted. Every footstep in Gotham feels like a whisper of loss. The Riddler's letters, his plots, they sting because Bruce feels them deep under his skin. So by the time the climax lands, it isn't just action. It's emotional resolution. Superman? There's charm, sure, but there's no grit, no inner conflict. He's hopeful. He doesn't need to be a cynic, but audiences hunger for growth. Instead, we get surface-level charisma and empty heroism. When Lois gives him a pep talk, it's sweet, but feels manufactured. We never believe he's broken or struggling. 3. Tone and world-building. Gotham in The Batman was a character itself. Grotesque, moody, a noir masterpiece. We live in its shadows. The cinematography, the color palette, the soundscape, everything amplifies the emotional weight. Metropolis in Superman, it's sterile. Shiny like a theme park, but devoid of texture or life. Critics say it looks like a tech expo backdrop. Colorful, but soulless. Where's the weight of a city shivering under superpowered chaos? Where's the grit that makes Superman feel real in our world? 4. Villainous depth. In The Batman, the Riddler wasn't just evil. He was systemic, ideological. His cryptic messages to Batman spoke of corruption in Gotham's DNA. That mirror effect is why the villain lives theme resonated. Lex Luthor in Superman? His character is introduced with zero buildup. A quick cameo, a few lines, and we barely feel his presence. When the big fight scene comes, it lands with zero emotional impact. Critics called him the weakest Luthor yet. Superman's greatest challenge should test his conviction, but here, even that moment feels perfunctory. A cowl doesn't make a bad villain epic. 5. Pacing and plot fatigue. Remember that breathless tension the Batman built over nearly 3 hours? One scene led to the next with escalating dread until the climax felt earned. Superman? It feels like watching a highlight reel. If the movie is supposed to be 2.5 hours, it's edited like 3 times that, so stuffed with cameos and setups that the core story drowns in fan service clutter. When Superman is meant to be reflective, hopeful, metaphysical, his movie camera is sprinting ahead, not lingering long enough for anyone to feel it. 6. Thematic payoff. The Batman earned its resolution. Catharsis, justice, emotional closure. Bruce discovers himself and what it costs to be a symbol. Superman? You leave the theater scratching your head. What's the emotional bottom line? We're told Superman is hope, but we never see its cost. We're told Metropolis is safe, but we never see why. Without real tears, real fears, real thoughts, that hope floats on glass. 7. audience fatigue and sonic identity. Finally, pep talks don't replace emotional arcs. Superman's cheerful tone jars against blockbuster chaos. In The Batman, darkness and noise were used like instruments to puncture our hearts. Critics loved that tonal surgery, but Superman's score feels bland, safe, generic, like superhero wallpaper. So, is there hope for Superman? Yes. Gunn and co-writer Peter Safran have delivered box office success and some genuine moments, meaning they can course correct. If future DCU stories tighten focus, build real stakes, give nerves weight over muscle, Superman could evolve into something special. But it needs to bleed, to waver, to falter. It needs to earn us. Because here's the truth, Superman doesn't just need to fly, he needs to fall, then rise. The Batman earned our feelings through pain. Superman must learn to touch our souls, not just impress our eyes. So tell me, do you agree? Did Superman feel like a theme park ride, or did you actually feel something heroic? Drop your thoughts below. If you love this comparison and want more in-depth DCU analysis on tone, story, and world building, like, share, and subscribe. I'll be diving deeper into multiverse setups, DCEU echoes, and what's next in the Gunverse.